Hello and welcome to Sports Fan Entertainment. And at last, Tennessee Titans football is kind of back as the preseason for the Tennessee Titans kicked off here on Thursday night as the Tennessee Titans went to Baltimore to face the Baltimore Ravens in what, to me, was the most anticipated preseason game that we've had for years, easily. I honestly would say since the rookie year of Marcus Mariota 2015. Maybe 2016 because I still wanted to see more Mariota though in 2016. But since then, we haven't had this much excitement, and it is because we have a rookie quarterback in the building. And whenever you have a rookie quarterback in the building, day one or two, and some people, I'm not saying me, but when some people are convinced that whoever is quarterback one may not be the Super Bowl guy, excitement is going to come. Like, I'm not talking about a Kyle Trask situation, right? The Bucs fans, they want to see Kyle Trask. This is not a Kyle Trask situation. This is a situation where we want to see what we got. And not only Malik Willis here, people. If you don't know who if you don't already know who I'm talking about, look at me, already has me stuttering. We also have a plethora of offensive rookies for a team that needs help offensively. So we need to see how these pieces are going to look, and what better time to see them than in the preseason, because a lot of them won't play much in the regular season early. At the very least, they will not play much early in the regular season. So we need to see first-round pick Treylon Burks. We need to see what he's going to do. We need to see Nicholas Petitfrere. We need to see Kyle Phillips. We need to see Chigo Kongwo. We need to see all these guys. There are so many guys that we need to see. So, with that said, this is the most anticipated preseason game that I think we've had in 5 years, and this is what I believe definitively. Now, with that said, did it live up to expectations? Let's begin with the elephant in the room in Malik Willis. I think we have to begin there. Was I impressed with what I saw from Malik Willis? People, yes, mostly, okay? He gets a B+ from me, leaning maybe B, leaning maybe a B right now from Malik Willis. He played mostly well. I did have some criticisms for him, and I will explain them. But let's look at the positive. First of all, his touchdown run was magnificent. Even for the preseason, it was absolutely terrific. That's what you want to see out of this guy in the preseason, able to roll out instinctually. And at first, I wasn't even sure if it was a designed run. It looked very similar to a designed run at first because he just instinctually just rolled out. I was like, he did it so quick, I thought it was a designed run. But no, that was not even the play that was meant to be called. He just felt it. Was able to roll out and get the touchdown. That was a terrific touchdown run there. And then obviously the deep throw to Racey McMath was also very impressive. So those were two things that we saw from Malik Willis that everyone's going to just be having on repeat. And yes, the Racey McMath throw was wide open. 100% Racey McMath was wide open. But he still made the throw. And it was a deep throw. And it was a nice throw. It went at least 45 yards in the air. It was a 48-yard catch, so probably even like 50 yards in the air, and he slung it pretty damn easily. Okay, it was pretty easy for him to throw 50 yards. And, hey, that's exciting. It's exciting. Now, I don't think we have a wide receiver right now that can really be much of a deep threat, unfortunately, right now anyway. But if we ever get a guy again that can run under a 4.4, Racey McMath runs about a 4.4, but a true speedster, it's good to know that we have a quarterback that would be able to throw the ball and let him run under it, if we ever find that in Tennessee again. And when have we ever actually really had that? Who am I kidding? But yeah, so that's good to know. Now, He also had some nice dinks and dunks. Now, let's not overreact to the dinks and dunks. They're dinks and dunks, okay? I mean, we saw the same thing from Jake Locker in the preseason. We saw the same thing from Mario, who I still would defend if we're going to see he does in Atlanta in the preseason. They're going to do dinks and dunks, and they did a lot of things to where they were trying to narrow the field. They were trying to halfen the field, make him only be able to, or force him, maybe not force him, but put him in positions to only be able to read half the field in order to make his job a lot easier. I saw a lot of that in this game. So I think you need to also look at that and just say he wasn't asked to do much. And I think he went for checkdowns a little bit too much. I saw times where you would see wide receivers, crossing over the middle of the field, deep, intermediate routes that he could rip, and he chose not to. I saw wide receivers running little 10-yard digs, little 10-yard curls, and he could rip it, and he chose not to. And he almost threw a pick six in his first series. He was too late to that throw, and even if he was a little earlier to that throw, I still think the quarterback would have picked it off. Potentially. So, and don't tell me that Kyle Phillips fell down. That falling down had nothing or no impact on the play. It was a bad throw from Malik Willis there, 110%. So, and also he took a couple sacks. Now, he had 2 sacks. I'm not going to blame him for the one where he was tackled from behind from his blind side. I don't think that's particularly fair. I think on that one, that's on the left tackle. The other one, I think I'd blame on him. And then sometimes I do think he, again, holds on to the ball a little bit too long. So I want to see him make some of these throws a little bit quicker. I want to see him, be better, a little bit faster with this decision making and be much more of a natural passer. And the thing is, this is what we expect, or at least this is what I expected. This was his scouting report. He takes a couple sacks. He's not fully comfortable with the pocket yet, and he looks to run a lot. And the thing about running a lot is, hey, you're going to make plays. And you saw him making plays. But we have to be a little bit, careful when it comes to that, because what I don't want to happen is for him to get injured, right? We don't want that to happen. And, there was really he didn't fall down. Like every time he ran, he got out of bounds. Now, there are a couple times where I saw a couple players diving at his ankles, and I was like, bro, I don't love the fact that I see players diving at your ankles right now. That was most certainly the case. But for the most part, I thought he was pretty safe when running. And I expect him to make some more plays running the football in the near future. So it was very exciting stuff. He ran 5 times for, 38 yards. That's a lot. If he's going to do that every game, that is a lot. So I definitely don't prefer that number, that high of a number moving forward. Like, he should not be running 10 times a game. My God. But, he's getting comfortable out there, and, in the preseason, things are a little bit opened up. So he's taking what the defense gives him, and they were giving it to him. So I understand that. But in the future, let's try not to run the ball as much. But you can't help but be very excited from this first preseason game, because now I have to go back and check the statistics on this. But I'm pretty sure it was more impressive than Mariota's. Mariota's, I remember, was fine, but he had a lot of dick and dunk stuff. Locker was similar to this, but he didn't have any highlights. He had a couple of glimpses, but no highlight. Malik Willis had a highlight. You're going to see his turnaround touchdown on SportsCenter tomorrow. Okay, you're going to see that on SportsCenter tomorrow. That's lit. Okay, and that's fun, and it's going to create a conversation, and I know the Ryan Tannehill defenders are not ready or don't want to have this conversation. And I'm not even saying that the conversation should be had, but I'm saying it will be had, and everyone should just be prepared for this. And it's just going to be all season long. Whenever Tannehill struggles, people are going to be clamoring for Malik Willis. It's just the way things are going to be, especially if he continues to show these glimpses in the preseason, in which I believe he will. But again, it's only a B+ for me, because you take out the touchdown, it's a B-. If you take out the touchdown, it's a B-. It might even be a C+, because again, he wasn't that great in the pocket yet. He wasn't. I didn't see, this is a guy that can throw for 300 yards a game. I wasn't seeing that yet, and I'm not saying that we need to see that from him yet. But eventually, that's what I want to see. That's what we're trying to get. While we want someone reminiscent to Steve McNair, we want someone that's, the true pocket passer that this franchise was meant to have and somehow has avoided for 20+ years. Okay, so that's what we want. No offense to Steve McNair, the former MVP, but that's what we want. So Malik Willis was great. Hold on, I'm seeing my stream is a little slow right now, but hopefully it's fine in the live stream. Let me check my stream real quick and make sure at least my audio is still good. Wonder what's going on. Probably my Wi-Fi is just really slow right now. Yeah, it looks like my Wi-Fi great. Yeah, Wi-Fi is giving some technical difficulties, but this happens from time to time. Let me see if I can speed this up a little bit. Am I on the right Wi-Fi? Think soon. Okay, cool. Yes. All right. So I probably cut out for a second, but back now, and I should be with a slightly better connection. Okay, so yeah, Malik Willis' debut, it was fun, and I know everyone had fun watching. Maybe not everyone. I had fun. A lot of us had fun, and it's exciting stuff. So we're going to see how things progress. I'm not sure what the plan is for Preseason 2. I'm not sure if Tannehill going to play or in Preseason 3, but if Tannehill plays, and he's only going to play a couple series if he does. But if he plays a couple series and he doesn't play well, and then Malik Willis comes in and plays, I mean, this is going to be drama, and I don't think we're going to be in real conversations about this in the regular season until at least October. September, no. Even if we'd have to start off 0-4, like we'd have to. And then even then, I think barely the conversation would start. Like, I think this conversation is not going to start until we're like 4-4, or maybe like 3-4, which I'm not even sure I see happening. Okay, so I'm not even like or telling people to get their hopes up that Malik Willis is going to play at all this year. But also, I have a theory. Okay, and my theorem on this has always been this, because this always happens. Although maybe not with third-round quarterbacks, but with quarterback controversies, quote unquote. If you ever have a starter and you have a backup, and a lot of fans want the backup, the universe is going to make sure that somehow, some way, that backup's going to play. The quarterback that's starting is getting injured, there's going to be drama, or he's going to get COVID or something, and that backup going to play. I mean, that's my theorem. That's what I've seen watching the NFL for decades. We'll see. But we're not going to have this conversation until October, so don't get your hopes up too much when it comes to all of this. Now, let's get to the running back situation. I actually liked what I saw from Hassan Haskins. Now, the stat sheet wasn't impressive. It was just 6 carries for like 18 yards. But he was able to show some soft hands, some nice run after the catch, which I like to see as well. And I like how his body looks. Like, people kept comparing him and saying, like, he's very similar to Derrick Henry. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay. But I saw enough differences in their play to where I'm like, in their stature and their movement on the field, to where I'm like, well, wait a minute here. I kind of like what I saw from Hassan Haskins today. Now, just Julius Chestnut. Now, he had one nice run today. He had a fumble. The one nice run was nice, okay? I don't care. You guys know, when it comes to these Mekhi Sargents and these Julius Chestnuts, I don't care. Just let me know if they make the team, then maybe I'll care. Maybe. But I do care about Hassan Haskins because he's a 4th-round pick. So that's someone that could play. Okay, but even then, I didn't care about Darrington Evans that much. After rookie season, I was like, well, I'm done. Okay, I already saw everything that I needed to see from Darrington Evans. Whereas it took everyone else another 2 years before they finally got over him. Right? So I'll get over Hassan Haskins when it's time. But just from what I saw, I was like, look at this guy. This guy could be something. Wide receivers. Treylon Burks. Goose egg. Now, it's not his fault. It's not his fault. 1 target. I remember the targets, I think. Yeah, I remember the target. It wasn't on him. It was like in traffic. From what I saw with his route running, he wasn't getting open that much. Now, this is one thing I have to go back and watch because I can only see so many wide receivers on certain plays. There are a couple of times where I thought he was struggling getting some separation, which was weird because sometimes they were playing a lot of his own coverage and he was running on over the middle of the field a lot of times. But need to see more from him. Not concerned, but at least, you know, he wasn't puffing his inhaler on the sideline, so I don't think his asthma is a problem currently. So that's the deal with Treylon Burks. We look at your boy Mason Kinsey. I know there's still some Mason Kinsey fans. Congratulations. He had 2 catches for 30 yards. All right. Racy McMath, though, 48-yard catch. Got open damn near instantly, made the catch, and I didn't think he had to get down for that catch. And I'm being a little critical there. I think he could have made the catch standing up, and I think he could have got more yards, maybe even a touchdown. But, he fell down while making the catch. At least he made the catch. I guess he can only ask for so much. Let's see. Did Nick Phillips do anything? I don't think he actually registered on the stat sheet. Or sorry, Kyle Phillips. I have a friend in real life named Nick Phillips. Yeah, Kyle Phillips didn't do anything today. Not concerned. Only one target for him, but showed some, pizzazz in terms of the return game. So that was nice to see. How about Terry Godwin? 4 catches for 31 yards from him. 7th round draft pick 2019 to the Carolina Panthers. He now finds himself on this team. And they were hyping it up on the broadcast. This is really the first time I'm hearing much about him. He joined training camp right before training camp, but he shows some nice pop today. So maybe this is someone that can fight and try to make the roster. We'll keep our eyes monitored on this. Des Fitzpatrick comes down with a catch today for 10 yards. This is at the very end. So I don't really care about that. Chig Okonkwo, wasn't targeted. I want to see what this guy can do. I've seen him do some athletic stuff in training camp. There's some excitement that's forming there. Okay. I want to see what he can do in terms of in the preseason. I want to see more of that. So please show me more of that before I get too, or anyone gets too excited regarding him. Oh, and let's go back, actually. Quarterback again. Logan Woodside, my boy. Now, how many years now has he been our backup quarterback? I guess now it's been 3 or 2.5, I guess I could say. This is going into his 3rd year being our backup. Because Mariota was already gone in 2020, right? Yeah. Okay. Now, he's played well in the preseason before, so I'm not going to harp too much on this performance because he's actually been having passer rating over 100 in the preseason, in the past 2 years. He has played well in the preseason. So everyone's going to beat up on him tonight and into next week and for the rest of camp. Yeah, I don't think you put too much on this performance. With that said, it was bad. This was really, really bad from Logan Woodside. And you have to wonder now that he's getting challenged, now that there's a little bit of challenge, now that there's a threat, if maybe that is taking a toll on his mentality and now his play. Because he should have performed better than this. This was bad. Him throwing up the pass that should have been intercepted. I don't know what he was thinking there. And he ended up having 2 interceptions in the game. He should have had 3. Okay, so I don't know what happened with that. Just odd, bizarre. And that, by the way, that was a throw to Treylon Burks, by the way. Yeah, I'm not blaming Treylon Burks for that incompletion because he was just kind of hung out to dry. He was even playing a little bit of DB on that play, just making sure he could get up high enough before the cornerback could intercept it. So, yeah, look at Woodside today, 14 of 24, 102 yards, 0 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Guys, that's pretty bad. He was bad. Now, a lot of people are saying, we need to carry only 2 quarterbacks. I want Logan Woodside to be cut. It's been very popular in the last couple of years to only have 2 quarterbacks, especially for us, right? We used to always have 3 quarterbacks, as to have most teams in the NFL. But the last couple of years, a lot of teams are popularizing only having 2 quarterbacks on the roster. I get it, I guess. I see the pros so that you get to, carry more in other positions. If we carry 3, I think it's fine because I still like having. Now, if you can put Logan Woodside on the practice squad, and I think you can. Okay, you can do that. But if you carry 3, I think that's fine. Now, a lot of people are adamant on this. They're after tonight and after what we might see for the rest of the preseason, we'll wait on the rest of the preseason. But especially after tonight, I'm already seeing the tweets. Logan Woodside better be quarterback Malik Willis better be quarterback number 2. He better be quarterback number 2. If not, I'm calling BS. If not, I'm going to be pissed. If not, if it's Logan Woodside, what the F? I don't think we need to go that far. Now, Willis looked better than Woodside today. From what I've heard, Woodside has looked more consistent than Willis in camp. Also, Woodside knows the playbook more. Also, Woodside's been on the team for the last 2 years. So, while even I am very intrigued in the long-term potential of Malik Willis, even as a starting quarterback for this team, if it goes down and we need someone that can go into an NFL game and give us the best chance to win, and they believe it's Logan Woodside, I'm still fine with that for now. But if he stinks up the next 2 games and Willis plays well the next 2 games, then I will no longer be fine with that. But I don't think that conversation should be happening tonight. Tonight, all should be saying is Willis showed glimpses, B+. Woodside stunk, D+. 1 game. Okay, it could easily reverse in the next game, and then there's going to be Willis defenders, and Woodside's still not going to have any defenders. So I'm trying to give Woodside a break here because no one's going to extend the olive branch. I'll extend the olive branch. It was bad. Oh, it was bad. But I think it's too early before we give up on Logan Woodside as quarterback 2. I mean, again, I want Malik Willis to be quarterback 2 soon, but I don't think it should be rushed because if you get into a situation where Ryan Tannehill goes down week 1, if Willis isn't ready, don't throw him in. Don't throw him in and damage him psychologically and end up like Dwayne Haskins or something like that. I'm not trying to do all that. Y'all can have fun with that. I'm not doing that. I'm not turning him into Josh Rosen. F that. Throw Logan Woodside in there, throw him to the fire, throw in Malik Willis when he's ready, and I'm firmly believing on that. All right. Defensively, you saw some things. Caleb Farley was out there a lot. He was playing into the second half, and he played well. He was blanketing a little bit. He looks great, physically speaking, looks healthy. God, we need him to stay healthy. And he's wearing that number 3, and it's starting to warm up on me. That number 3 jersey, I'm like, oh, it kind of looks sexy. I'm like, damn, if he's going to be making plays in that number 3 jersey, I'm going to be very into this. So I like what I saw from Caleb Farley. On the opposite side, Theo Jackson, not so much. Yeah, he struggled a little bit. Also, wait, who was 25? Let me see. 25 was, I'm forgetting who 25 is right now for the defensive backs. Let me look up the chart real quick. 25 was also struggling out there a little bit. 26, Christian Fulton, duh. Fulton was out there for a couple of plays. He gave up like one catch. It wasn't that bad. Chris Jackson led up the touchdown 35. Now, Chris Jackson, he's still struggling. He's just trying to make the roster at this point. And Roger McCurry was out for this game. I want to see what he looks like whenever he comes back, assuming he plays well. We'll see what Theo Jackson can do moving forward. If he's good, get rid of Chris Jackson. Let's move on. Okay, I mean, it's fine. I don't care about Chris Jackson at this point. Especially because I like Elijah Molden, who I don't think played today. I didn't see him out there today. So, yeah, I mean, those are the things I noticed. But how about also Rashad Weaver? Rashad Weaver was playing well. And this is a guy that, again, played very well last preseason, had the epic game against the Atlanta Falcons, had a tackle for loss today, I saw him also shedding a couple other blocks in this game today. I'm very intrigued in Rashad Weaver. And remember, this is a 4th-round pick last year. This guy has the potential to actually play and make a contribution. You know, this guy still has potential, and broken leg you can come back from. So I still have my eye on Rashad Weaver. I want him to continue to start, and I want to see him keep making plays. And then why was Ola Adeni in there? Get him out of there. Because although I'm not like the biggest fan, I'm not saying he's a pro bowler or he should start or anything. He was a reliable pass rusher for us last year. And we were throwing him to the Wolves. He almost got injured in this game. And this was in the second half. So I don't understand why Ola Adeni was out there. That didn't make any sense to me. Especially as we're figuring out. At least we know he's okay. You know, I don't know about the rest of these guys. Let's get some more pass rushers in here. I don't like our pass rushers outside the top 4, and I think we need to pick up some guys. Like I see David Anehi. I see Justin Law. I think we need more guys, and I think we need to be throwing guys and seeing who can rush the passer because I don't like our depth here. I mean, I just point blank period. So I think we need to be seeing more. But at least we saw some from Rashad Weaver. I don't think Ola Adeni needs to be out there. I've seen enough from him. I know what I'm going to get from Ola Adeni at this point. I even saw Taylor Tart out there too, which I thought was a little strange, but he wasn't there for long. See, anything else that was really noticeable defensive? I mean, no. I mean, I don't care about these jobber linebackers that stunk. And they stunk. Okay? So that's pretty much all of that I need to see there. I see some spammers in the chat. Let me get rid of them now. All right, so with that said, we can go ahead and move on to the chat. So if you have any comments, questions, concerns, let me know in the chat below. You will have your comment read. Super chats always get priority. And this year, I was smart about my vacations, so I'm going to be able to do post-game recaps for each and every game. And to be honest, I'm not sure if I'm going to a game this year. So after each and every game, except for probably one or two. One is probably going to be near the holidays. Wait, don't we play like the day before or after Christmas? Let me check the schedule again. Christmas Eve? No, I think I can get away with that. Most likely I'll be in town for Christmas Eve. If I'm not, then I won't be able to go live for that. But if I am, then I will. And then I'll probably have like one more vacation where I won't be able to make a post-game recap. But outside of that, this year people post-game recaps after each and every game, including the preseason this year, too. I'm even feeling willing to do the preseason because now we're watching Malik Willis. There wasn't much that was intriguing me in last preseason, but now there is plenty to discuss. All right. So again, if you have any comments, questions, concerns in the chat, let me know. Anything that you want answered. Let me go back and see if there's anything that I missed that I think is worth. And yeah, I definitely could use some admins in the chat from time to time. I have a couple, but a couple that also make videos on their own. So I need some that are always here. All right, we have ivermectin patient. Good to know we have ivermectin patient still. Oh my God, will this ever end? Let me pull up the chat comments. Ivermectin patient who says the following. At SportsFit Entertainment, do you think Todd Downing will still be a problem? I didn't see any Tim Kelly effect. Looks like the same crappy offense. Okay, look, you can't put too much stock into this game at all. It's the preseason. And again, they were really trying to be very kind, truly, to Malik Willis in his debut. Okay, make simple throws, simple patterns, only giving him half the field to work with. I mean, there were so many plays. Go back and watch. You know, only bootlegs, half the field. Bootlegs, half the field. Handoffs, simple handoffs, bootleg, half the field. Now, if I keep seeing that in the regular season, we're going to have a problem. But look, we do more advanced stuff than that with Ryan Tannehill in the lineup, right? So I'm not concerned. This was very preseason game one, okay? This was nothing to be concerned for me. I was more concerned for the offensive line at times, which was garbage, but I'm talking more about the second and third units when it comes to that and Logan Woodside's performance. But outside of that, I think it's fine. All right, Tying Up says, I guess he meant to say at Sports Fan Entertainment or at SFE, but he says, do you think Mason makes the rosters? Or the roster, and I think you're talking about Mason Kinsey. Look, people, everyone talks about this every year. I don't know. I mean, if you had to ask me right now, no. But he definitely can. He can. I would give him right now a 6. Well, I would give him a 40% chance, 60% no. But he's right on the edge right now. But I think they want to invest more in Racing McMath right now. I think they want to reinvest in Des Fitzpatrick, who was a sunk cost as a 4th-round pick, but now he's back and he's showing signs of improvement. And Kyle Phillips. So, you know, I mean, I don't know. It's just going to be right on the edge. I wouldn't bet on it, but it's just going to be right on the edge for me. All right, Titans and Truth. He says, what's up, MJ? Got to get you on the show, Titans and Truth. Who may play themselves on the team or play themselves off the team? This is a good question. Who was that? I can't remember who was it that got the 15-yard penalty in the second half. I can't remember who that was, but I'm pretty sure it was a jobber who could get cut just based off that alone. But outside of that, I mean, I don't think anyone played themselves on or off today. No one played particularly that well. No one particularly stood out. There were opportunities. You know, Julius had an opportunity today. Julius, now I'm already forgetting his name. His last name is it's like a bagel. What's his name? Julius, not Donut. What's his last name? Hold on, let me pull up. See, I barely even know who this guy is. Julius Chestnut. So there you go. Yeah, Julius Chestnut. He had opportunities, but with the fumble, he kind of fumbled the bag. But I don't think he's going to be cut just based off that. But if he was able to have a stronger game, he could have ended up making the roster. Now I'm not sure if that's particularly likely at all. I think even that one fumble, I think, but we'll just do him in. But he'll still be on the team for the next couple of games for sure. And then, a little bit of Terry Godwin, maybe he's going to get more opportunities, but I just don't think there was enough opportunities that were made of today for anyone to play themselves on or off. So those are my thoughts on that. All right, moving on. We have TT Brown, who says, as Sports for Entertainment, do you think Racy gives you that speed threat we need, like in Will Fuller? Now, okay, in terms of, okay. I've seen a little bit play at LSU. He barely played at LSU. He really hasn't played for us. I've seen him in training camp here and there. He's able to run down the field strongly. This is really the first time seeing him pass for an extended period of time. And even then, he was able to get open on that deep route. It wasn't just because of speed, although speed did play a part. Now, with that said, sure, I don't know how consistent his hands are. In fact, they're not because he doesn't play. So there you go. But maybe he could develop that over time. But at least it's a deep threat. And right now, it's our best deep threat because Robert Woods, look, he's getting older. He's coming off the ACL. Is not a deep threat. Really, he never has been. Traylon Burke, only deep in terms of, okay, you can throw deep to him, but he's not being past the cornerback. Like, that's like a get up and get it situation. Kyle Phillips here and there, but not really. Mason Kinsey, no. Des Fitzpatrick, no. So Racing Matt, that's the best that we got. Now, a lot of people still want Will Fuller. I would take him. But, we're kind of interested in these young guys, so we'll see how they do in this preseason. At least the one thing I will say is that no one had drops that really annoyed me. So that's fine. But I definitely do think we need to see Tannehill work with these wide receivers in the second or third preseason game for a couple series and to see sustained success before I feel very comfortable with this group moving forward. All right. With that said, Armed with Music asks at Sports for Entertainment, will these receivers be enough? Yeah, I don't know. Right now I'm saying, if it's one of the worst wide receiver cores on paper in the league. That's just being truthful. That's just honest. Traylon Burks, we'll see what he does because he's being thrown out there and he's being trusted as our number 2 wide receiver, essentially. Oh, and I forgot about Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, who didn't play today, by the way, but he's also on the roster. Oh, that's kind of annoying. not that he's bad, but it's like, that's our number 3. It's, I don't know how I feel about this now. Yeah, it's not great. But I don't know, Will Fuller is the one that's like going to totally fix the room. I think that, that ship came and sailed in the offseason, and now we just kind of have what we have. So we'll see, but if we get one injury to Robert Woods, dog, oh man, we're done, right? As long as everyone knows we're done, okay, we're done. I'm telling you, we're so screwed if that happens, God forbid. All right, Kick It to the King production says, O-line was bad. Malik did good overall, probably quarterback number 2. And again, I think he's trending towards quarterback 2. Offensive line was definitely bad, but now I think he has probably a step up. I'm just saying, if it ends up being Woodside, I'm not going to be too hateful for it. If Woodside can play better in the later 2 preseason games, if he keeps this up, then no, my God. All right. Tennessee Nick says, as Sports for Entertainment, I like how Malik avoids sacks, but also would like for him to go through progressions a little while longer. Yeah, I mean, I would like him to just go through progressions because here's the one thing also, I forgot to mention this, so thank you for mentioning this. So he'll look, but he's only looking on one side, even when he's rolling. Now, throwing across your body whenever you're, on the run is difficult. He can make the throw. But I would actually see him like rolling out now. And I'm like, dude, if you look back, you'll see your boy Kyle Phillips coming open back here. You'll see some stuff back there a couple times, not often, but a couple. So he'll kind of commit. And then, yeah, especially on bootlegs, he's just like committing, looking. And then that's like the first incompletion. He's looking. And then he said, all right, fullback. And then the fullback dropped it. And he could have thrown it to the wide receiver over there. And I'm pretty sure it was Racy McMath on that play. So I just want him to go through progressions because I'm not as sure how much he's really doing that. Where he was successful today was, one read options, Hey, coming back to finding the check down running back, I want him to hit the 1, 2, 3, 4. I didn't see 1, 2, 3, 4. I saw 1, 2. Sometimes 3. Didn't see 4. 4 is hard, especially for a rookie. I'm not saying it isn't, but definitely need to see that for sure moving forward. So with that said, preseason game number 1, Tennessee Titans lose. Who cares? 23-10. For the Baltimore Ravens fans that are watching, I mean, do you really care about my thoughts on your team tonight? You guys didn't play anybody. And you guys already know what you have in Tyler Huntley. Mike Davis looked good, so I guess that's something. But outside of that, I think there's literally nothing to talk about as it pertains to the Baltimore Ravens as far as I'm concerned. Or Anthony Brown, if you're willing to talk about Anthony Brown's. And Shamar Bridges actually played really well. I like what Shamar Bridges did for the Ravens in this one. He's an undrafted rookie, which is interesting. I've heard some rumblings about him, so we'll see what he can do moving forward for y'all. All right, so with that said, this has been Sports Fan Entertainment. I'll be back next Saturday for the recap of Titans Buccaneers, and I might even be back for a video or two in between then. We'll see. It always depends, as you guys know, on my schedule. Until next time, this has been MJ of Sports Fan Entertainment, and I'm out. See you all later.